In the first ascendant, there's tons of materials that are necessary for endgame crafting and just general use. As you can see, all of these right here, you're going to need every single one eventually for something. So in this video, I'm going to show you the best way to get every single one of these endgame materials, because I know for a lot of these, there's tons of different ways to get them. What's the most efficient way is what you're here to find out, and I'm going to show you exactly that. And if you're wondering, this video took a lot of research to figure out and test. It wasn't just me, so I would appreciate it if you could subscribe. It would mean a lot. So let's get straight into it. There will also be timestamps for every material, so look at the timeline of the video if you need a specific one. For the first one here, the pure energy residue, you might be thinking, are any of these missions worthwhile? The answer is no. A lot of these missions are far too slow. The best bet is going to be doing a encrypted storage and precision encrypted and ultra precision encrypted vault farm. How do you do this? Well, you want to load up on code breakers, precision code analyzers, and ultra precision code analyzers. So I'm going to break down the best way to get all of these different code analyzers. You bet it's your favorite mission, the anticipated ambush point. You want to go here either on private or with a group and kill the mission monsters. Since the enemies spawn so fast and the mission is so quick, under a minute, as long as you do a little bit of damage to the monsters, they have a chance of dropping any of the code things. Next, we have the balanced plasma battery. As you can see, there's 4 missions here. The fastest way to get this material is you want to head to the infiltration operations terminal, set it to hard, go ahead and choose the quarantine zone, and you don't need to turn any of these on. Keep it as easy as possible and start it. And once you get into the mission, go ahead and run it like normal until you get to this room. And the key with this room is don't complete the objective, just kill enemies until this yellow bar spawns on the ramp. As soon as you kill him, pick up his loot, which will be, as you can see, I got 8. You can get up to 16 per kill. As soon as you kill him, you can immediately abort the mission and restart. This should take you around 1 minute and 30 each, and this is the best farm for the balanced plasma battery. Next, we have the deformed biometal. As you can see, there's only 2 ways to get this, and it's strategic outposts. This is just straight up gonna drop from the boss kill of these, and there's actually a glitch you can do to farm this extremely fast, and I will show you here. So you want to head to one of these outposts like I am here. This is one that could drop the material, get the boss extremely low, walk out of the place. As you can see, the timer's going down in the middle, and as soon as the timer hits 0, kill the boss, and he will drop his materials, the material that you need, and it won't count as a completion, so you can pick up the materials and do the same thing over and over again, and you will get thousands of this material an hour if you're really grinding. So that is the fastest way to get the deformed biometal. Next, we have the polyatomic ion particle. This is a very important material, and you can see there is tons of ways of getting it. But what's the fastest? The best one is the second option here, the command relay. It's right here, and you're going to want to be on Bunny for this, and I'll show you exactly why. By the way, this command relay is on the fortress. You can set it to public for help, but private is also good. Once you get to this mission, go ahead and start it. And the reason this one's so good, it's one of the brainless ones where you can literally run in a circle and keep using Bunny's V, and every time an elite spawns and you kill it, they will drop that material. So this is easier with a group of people, but if you have a decent farming bunny build, it will not be a problem whatsoever to farm. And I'll show you just how fast I'll get my first set of it. Once you hear the powerful reinforcements are closing in, that means someone who can drop it has spawned. Right here it is this elite Vulgus for me, and boom, there's 8 polyatomic ion particles, and you just want to keep farming this mission. It is an insanely good farm for this material. The next material we have is the highly concentrated energy residue. As you can see, there's once again a ton of ways of getting this. Honestly, in my opinion, none of these missions have a good enough amount of elites for this to be worth it, so your best bet is, once again, going to Hagios and just farming the encrypted storages with the guide from earlier. Next, we have the heat plasma battery. As you can see, you have 4 mission options for this. This is another main material because it's needed for energy activators, so this is important that you're doing the fastest version of this farm. You're once again going to want to head to the terminal for infiltrations in Albion, set it to hard mode, and all the way in the top right, you're going to want to choose the old mystery mission in Hagios. It doesn't matter what level you set it to, and just start it private. This also will give you the old material we were talking about, but very rarely, not nearly as fast as you'll be getting this one. Once you start, just continue like the mission like normal until you get to this part here. All you're going to want to do is start the activator, which is going to want you to do the Kuiper farming area. You can do a couple of them, but you just don't want to finish this area. As you can see, a yellow bar already spawned. You should get up to 4 of them to spawn in this room alone. And there we go, we got 8 of them. And you can do all 6 of these and kill up to 4 yellow bar enemies. And once you do that, simply abort the mission by going back to Albion and start it again. Next, we have the specialized biometal material. As you can see, there's only 2 ways to get this, and it's these outposts again. You're going to want to do the strat from earlier, where you get the boss very low and then walk out and shoot them last second. If you don't want to do that, just go between both of these, doing them over and over again and killing the boss for this material. Now we have the anode ion particle. This one, once again, has a ton of different ways to get it. The best farm for this is the Deep Digger mission in Hagios in the Corrupted Zone. With a team, you can get about 3 in 2 minutes. Solo, you can get about 3 to 10 in about 5 minutes, depending on how good your speed farming build is. This is the best mission. This one is a little rough to farm though. Not this mission specifically, but this material. Next we have the cooling metallic foil. As you can see, we have a ton of options here once again. For this one, you have 2 options. You either want to farm, once again, the encrypted storages, preferably if you have Enzo for the bonus, or the best mission, although not great, is the decoy operation one in the White Knight Gulch. Not a great farm for it, but if you don't want to do the ultra precise or storage boxes in general, then this is the best bet. But I seriously recommend doing the precision storages. Next, we have compound carbon activator. This one only has 4 ways to get it. Technically 2, because it's only 2 different missions. For this one, both of these missions are kind of shit, but I recommend doing the normal version of Mystery End. It says it takes 20 minutes, but you can get this down to around 5 or 6 on normal, and if you're with a group, even faster. So I recommend farming this one, and be sure to kill every elite. For the Crystal Biogel, another one that's super important to get. This one I have farmed a bunch of because it's needed. You definitely don't want to do the fusion reactor. You want to do either of these strategic outposts, and the boss is going to be the one to drop it, and you want to do that strategy once again where you walk out last second and kill the boss so you don't have to wait during these timers. Next, we have the Advanced Neural Circuit. This one, you're going to want to go to the Borderline of Truth mission, and I'll show you exactly why. Now, you're going to see very quickly why this is the preferred mission for this farm, and it's also going to pay to be on Bunny once again. As you can see, it's the same type of mission as earlier. All you have to do is pop Bunny's V and run around in a circle, and every elite is going to drop a good chunk of this material. This is also another material that's very much needed, especially if you want to prestige your weapons. As you can see, I just got 3 from that first elite, and there's going to be way more than just 1 elite spawning during this mission. The next material we're talking about is the Mixed Energy Residue. This is another one where the missions just simply aren't worth it. So you're going to want to head to the Agna Desert. The best area to start is the Vermilion Waste. Search for the encrypted things by using your tab button. Once you find 1 or 2, fast travel to a different area and fast travel back to get them to respawn and repeat. Just remember, you're going to need these keys, which I explained how to get in the beginning of the video. Now for the Divided Plasma Battery. As you can see, this one has 4 options here. For this one, you want to go to the terminal and go to the Caligo Ossuary again, and just start it with the lowest stuff on and start it private. Once you get into the mission, just continue with it like normal until you get to this room here with a point A and B, which shouldn't take you longer than a minute to get to. Skip over A and start B straight away, and make sure you cap it as fast as possible. Once you cap it a little bit, a yellow bar warrior will spawn. He's your main focus. You can jump off and kill him immediately. Once he dies, he will drop. Anywhere between 6 and 16 of them, like you saw I just got, and at that point you want to return to Albion and restart the mission, and that farm should take you around a minute 20 every single time, and even faster with a full team. Now we have the Synthesized Artificial Biometal. This one is another super easy one. You just want to go to one of these outposts and do the final boss strat, and it is on normal as well. So just get the boss one shot, walk out, kill him last second, and repeat, repeat, repeat. Now we have the Positive Ion Particle, which as you can see there is a ton of different options. Which one is the best? The mission you're going to want to do for this one is the Commanding Ground in the Agna Desert. It is right here, and the reason you want to do this one is because you're going to get 10 to 15 in around 1 minute with a good bunny build. Once you start the mission, as you can see, wow, there seems to be a little theme. It's one of those mining missions again, and all you do is run in a circle as Bunny and kill the elites when they spawn. Who would have thunk it? Every time there's one of these missions, they're an insanely good farm for the material that's provided. As you can see, I already just got some there from one of the first enemies that spawned, and there will be around 2 to 3 elites that spawn every single time, and a boss that can also drop some. And I got even more that time as well. Now we have the Thermal Metallic Foil. And for this one, unfortunately, you're just going to want to go to the swamp and do the encrypted storages. This is where it pays to have Enzo. or an Enzo on your team. And if you don't have an Enzo, you guys can always look for each other in the comments and be like, hey, I need to farm this. Does anyone have an Enzo who wants to farm? And just add each other. Next, we have the complex carbon activator. As you can see, this has 4 different things, technically 2 again. For this one, you want to head to the terminal again, select hard, and you will be doing the seed vault. Once again, these don't matter. You want it as easy as possible, and you can do it with friends, but I'm going to show you solo. Once you get into the mission, just head along like normal until you get to this room with these sensors. There should be 2 elites for you to kill, so pay attention and make sure you pick up the materials from them. Because remember, materials don't go to your postmaster. As you can see, here's our first elite already spawning up. You just want to nuke them as fast as you can. And there's my complex carbon activators. I got 3 that time, but you can get up to 6 per enemy. Destroy the sensor, and usually per sensor, you'll get 1 elite spawn. Really comes down to how fast you can kill the enemies to speed up this farm as fast as you possibly can. And here's my second elite, and he dropped me 3 more. Keep going on with the mission after you get those first 2 elites, because right here in this next room, you have 2 more activators that you can destroy, which will spawn 2 more elites for a total of 4 elites in around a minute 30. So this is the best farm, guys. Once you do that, return to Albion and restart the mission again, and that is the fastest farm. Next, we have the macromolecule biogel. As you can see, this one's another outpost, so you want to do the strategy again. Head to one of these 2 outposts, get the boss last second, and kill him while you're out of bounds for the really fast farm. Seriously, I can do about 3 of these a minute if I'm really fast on my Sharon. Next, we have the encrypted neural circuit. This one, once again, has a ton of missions. Which one's the best? The mission you want to do for this is the hazy swamp in the misty woods. The mission itself will drop 3 to 5, and there's 2 bosses that both have a chance of dropping some, meaning you'll be able to farm this material extremely fast here. It's just a kill mission. Literally all you have to do is kill stuff. Super, super simple. Next, we have the conductive metallic foil. This is another one where you're just going to want to do the encrypted storages and Vespers. Believe me, I tested every single one of these missions to see if they're worth it. They're just not compared to getting these, because you can get like 6 from 1 storage, and it doesn't take that long to farm storage and find an Enzo to play with, guys. Trust me. So just head to Vespers and open storages. Next, we have the common carbon activator. This one, not gonna lie, both of these missions kind of suck, so you're gonna want to start either of them and kill the first elite. The easiest one for me has been Sepulture, but they're both kind of crappy missions for it. Once you kill the first elite, just back out. Next, we have inorganic biogel, extremely easy one. Head to the Vulgus outpost, and you can do this one on normal as well, and do the boss strategy I talked about in the beginning of the video and showed you guys how to do. Kill him over and over again without completing it. For the data processing neural circuit, you want to head to the Vespers and head to the lumberyard part, and the mission you want to do is frontline base, and you can do this on normal. All you want to do is literally go through with the mission like normal. It's extremely fast. After about 30 seconds, honestly, you'll get to the elite part where he'll spawn. Simply kill him. He's extremely easy to kill, and you'll get anywhere between 3 and 6. I got 5 from him, and simply repeat this mission. As you can see right there, I did it pretty slow, and it took me a minute. Next, we're at the negative ion particle. And guess what? It's another one of those extremely fun ones where you just want to go to the sterile land and open the storage boxes, preferably with an Enzo on your team. Now we have the murky energy residue. Okay, for this next one, you want to head to the terminal once again, and if you want to get even more, start it on hard. You want to do the Forgottens mission. You can start it private or with people, like I said. Continue with the mission like normal. Once you get to this part of the mission, there will be a specific elite you want to kill. Once you get about halfway done with this wavelength jammer in this area, this guy will spawn. It should only take you around a minute to maybe 2 minutes max to get to this area. Simply kill the elite, and you will get from 6 to 16 of them. As you saw, I just got 13 from 1 enemy. And then at this point is where you want to restart the mission again and do that farm over and over again. Next, we have the Fusion Plasma Battery, which you can get from farming an outpost. Just simply do the boss strategy that we talked about in the beginning of the video, where you get him one shot, walk out, and at 0 seconds, you kill him. He'll drop his materials, and you can do it over and over again. Then we have the Artificial Biometal. This one is an extremely easy one, because guess what? Your guys' favorite mission in the entire game, Anticipated Ambush Point. You're going to want to do this one on normal and just kill the boss. This mission literally takes 30 seconds. This is the only material in the game that you should never struggle with, because it's extremely easy to get, and you probably already have a ton from doing this mission farm. For this one, you're going to want to do the Magister Lab on hard. So just head to the terminal, select hard, go to Kingston, select Magister Lab, and start it private. Once you get into the mission, it'll be very early on. Just head along with the mission like normal until you get to this room. where an elite will spawn. As you can see, an elite storm warrior will spawn. You can jump off the point and just make sure you kill him, because you really don't want him to despawn. He is your farm. As soon as he goes down, loot him. As you can see, I just got 9, and then restart the mission right away. This is like a 30 to 45 second farm, extremely fast one. Next, we have the low carbon activator, which is only dropping from one area, and it's just an outpost you can do over and over again on normal with the strategy, once again, we talked about at the beginning of the video, or you can just do it normally. Just kill the boss, he'll drop some. Then for our final material, the organic biogel, we want to do the communications repeater mission in the destruction area of Kingston. Start this mission, and it's an extremely straightforward, easy mission. You probably remember it from the very beginning of the game, because it is pretty much the very first mission you ever do. Just do the mission like normal. And as you can see, that elite will spawn about halfway through it. And boom, guess what he drops? Some organic biogel. You can complete the mission if you want, but right here is where I would just simply abort and go pick the mission up again and restart it. That's about a minute farm for every single one. And then all of these blue materials are insanely easy, as in literally dismantle weapons for some, dismantle weapons, resource boxes. So I'm not going to go over these because these take seconds to get. Like literally anyone can go get these. Like dismantle auxiliaries. These are extremely simple. I really hope this video helped you guys out, and if it did, consider leaving a like and subscribe. This was a pretty long video to do, a lot of research and a lot of farming myself to see what missions are the best, so I hope it helps. And remember, if you guys need people to play with, just ask each other in the comments. Trust me, you can meet a lot of cool people and get some good farming in, because this game, after all, is a primarily team-oriented game, and you can get a lot done as a team compared to solo. Bye, guys!